Hey guys, YouTube Ninja here. Alright, now here I am, in honor of the West Side Story remake coming out tomorrow. Now here I am to give my review for the original West Side Story. Oh so if you did see my review of Eternals, I did like 2 videos ago. I said that I did have like a change of plans as far as my video giving my thoughts on the remake goes. So yeah, I do have a change of plans for that, but yeah, I'll tell you guys about that at the end of the video. All right. So West Side Story. I mean, what can I really say about it? I mean, this has been regarded as like one of the greatest musicals of all time, and rightfully so. I mean, this really is just a great film, and it is a great musical. Yeah, like I said in the video I made when I was like giving my thoughts about like how I felt about the remake. I mean, this was really like a very revolutionary film because, yeah, like I said, what was really like so revolutionary about this film was that this really did start the trend of like a lot of very popular musicals that really are like have just become like part of pop culture today and have become like just some of the most popular musicals of all time. Like, and this film was released in 1961, and just like over the next like just decade, it's like they this film really just it just spawned like just a whole bunch of like other popular remakes because yeah, this really did start the trend because yeah, after this like of course like we did get like a bunch of like other famous musical films like Mary Poppins, The Sound of Music, Fiddler on the Roof, Grease, and yeah, it just really does go on and on. So like I said, like prior to this film, musicals really were not very like popular in film. Like there really were not like very many popular was was before this film, but yeah, this really did just like start the trend of like the popular musicals in film that I just mentioned. So you really do like have this film to think for like just like spawning and just like inspiring just this trend of the popular musicals have just really become part of pop culture today. So yeah, so what can you really say about it? Just it is just like it was a very revolutionary film, and it really is just like a very great film as well. Yeah. So as far as like the actual story for this film goes, I do think that the film story is pretty good. It is basically just like a inspired by like a Romeo and Juliet because it's about like two rival gangs that really just are like have like it's very like heated between the two gangs. But yeah, there's a person from that's like associated with each gang, like two people that are associated with each gang. They end up meeting and falling in love. But yeah, the two gangs really like just like don't want them to be like associated with each other, yeah. And so then it eventually like turns into like so much hate between the two gangs that it results in a few people ending up dying. Yeah, so 3 of the main characters in this film wind up dying in it. So yeah, so it really just showed just like how heated and just how much hate really does the come between these two gangs in the film. Yeah, but yeah, this film is just like really great. I mean, yeah, I've seen this film just like so many times. I remember like when I was in the 6th grade, even just like even at my elementary school, like just yeah, our music teacher would just like always be like showing this film to like the 6th grade class. Like it happened with me when I was in 6th grade, and yeah, just all my siblings, like we were just like always like shown this film in the 6th grade. And so yeah, so this film really is like popular in schools like that. It was at least in my school, my elementary school at least. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this really is just like a musical that, like I said, it really has just become part of pop culture and is really like one of the most popular and one of the best musicals of all time. So what can I really say about it? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, of course, like this, the songs in this musical, they really are just timeless. I mean, they're songs that everybody knows. Like you do have like the Jets song. You have Something's Coming. You have Maria, America, Tonight, G Officer Krupke, I Feel Pretty, and just yeah, it just goes on and on of like all the popular songs that are in this film. So yeah, so the songs are really just like so memorable and popular, and just yeah, the songs are just like ones that everybody knows. I mean, there's even been like a remix of these songs done like in more recent years. So yeah, it really just does show you just how popular these songs really are. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, just what can I really say about it? Just it really is a great film. It has like great characters, a great story, great songs. I mean, yeah, what can I really say? I mean, it really is like along the lines of like musicals like Mary Poppins and Sound of Music and all those popular musicals. Like I did talk about like Mary Poppins before, to like how great that is. And yeah, and this one is really just right up there too. Just West Side Story. It really is just like one of the best musicals of all time. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else I can say. I mean, it really is just like such a great film, and yeah, I would recommend it. But yeah, I mean, chances are like just pretty much all of you have probably seen it, so I don't even really think I need to make the recommendation. All right, so yeah, so I just really don't know what else I can really say about it because I mean, just everybody knows about the film. So yeah, so I guess I'll just talk about the premise of the film. Ah. So as the movie opens up, like it starts off with just like a 5 minute overture with just like various musical tracks in the movie playing, and you just like see what looks like a sheet of music, and it just keeps changing colors. Like it becomes like orange and red and blue and just all this stuff. And yeah, and just like for like 5 minutes, it's just like various music from the movie playing, and then it eventually does a zoom out, revealing the title West Side Story. Yeah, and then it shows how there are these two gangs in the Upper West Side of New York City in the '50s that just are that are just like rivals. It has like uh, the the white gang, the Jets, who are led by Riff, and a Puerto Rican group called the Sharks, who are led by Bernardo. And it really is just showing like just like how big of rivals they are. Just like pretty much like want nothing to do with the other group. Yeah, and that's one of like the another one of the like nice things about this film is that like there's really like no like true villain in the movie. Like it really is just like between like two rival gangs, but neither one of them really are like an antagonistic group. Like not one, there's not a gang that's like a protagonist and one that's an antagonist. Like nobody is really like a villain. Like they're just like a rival gangs that really just have like a lot of beef with each other and just like want to put an end to the other gang. Yeah, so that's another nice thing about the film is that there's no like true villain. Yeah, and anyway, yeah, and then it just shows like how just like as the Jets are just like a walking around like a local playground. The Sharks are just like around like taunting them, and just yeah, the two gangs are just like antagonizing each other, and then it eventually turns into a brawl between both groups, and eventually the police, who consist of Lieutenant Schrank and Officer Krupke, then break it up, and then yeah, they're just like and they just like told the Jets that they really have to like make nice with the Sharks. Yeah, but yeah, the Jets are just like really don't want any part of the Sharks, and Riff then comes up with a plan to just challenge the Sharks to a rumble at a dance that is going on at a local gym that night. So then, yeah, then they decide that they also need Riff's best friend Tony, who was the one that started the Jets along with Riff, who's not really like an official member of the Jets anymore, but he is still like he is still like kind of like a well, what should I really say? He's not really like an official part, but he's still like associated with the Jets. Yeah, yeah, and so then and yeah, then yeah, Riff then when he said that they need Tony, then Riff started to sing the Jet song like "When You're a Jet," which is yeah a really catchy song, and yeah it's yeah and it just really he does have like some very just very catchy tune to it and very catchy lyrics. When you're a jet all the way. Yeah, yeah, and then eventually Riff then went to Tony, who was like working at a local candy store or owned by Doc. Yeah, and then he was just like trying to convince Tony to come to the dance and to fight at the Rumble, and And Tony was like at first like very reluctant to come to the dance and join the Jets in the Rumble, but Tony was also like telling Riff that he has really been sensing something important coming. Then Riff just suggested to Tony that it could happen at the dance, and then Tony eventually then agreed to go. And then, yeah, then with Tony like then just like sensing something was coming for him, then Tony then just like started singing the song "Something's Coming." And yeah, and Tony is a singing voice. Like he really is just like very smooth. He's just like not really like a totally like singing like that. Like he's really just like saying it like very smoothly. Like could be, who knows? Yeah, he just like singing like very smoothly like that. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, then later that night at the dance, as like the both the Jets and the Sharks were attending the dance, like the dance chaperone was really just trying to tell all them to like dance among one another. But yeah, the neither gang with along with all like their respective girls just like refused to dance with any buddy from their opposing gang. Yeah, and eventually when Tony arrived at the dance, and he then eventually then saw Bernardo's sister Maria, who's played by Natalie Wood. So yeah, and then yeah, and when Maria and Tony first saw each other, like they like just like saw each other and just fell in love just like right then and there. And as they like just approach one another, just like fate, just like looking at each other right in the eye. Eventually, the gang just like spotted it, and Bernardo just like told Tony to stay away from Maria. And then like when Tony then like heard Maria's name after hit Bernardo's friend Chino, who was also part of the Sharks, took Maria home. Then yeah, then of course Tony then just like started to sing the song Maria. Yeah, and yeah, everybody knows this song. Just the most beautiful sound I ever heard. Maria, I just met a girl named Maria. Yeah, you know the lyrics of that song. Yeah, so yeah, Tony then sang that song. Yeah, then Riff then made the proposal to Bernardo to have a meeting at Doc's candy store at midnight to decide the rules for the Rumble. Yeah, and then when Maria then arrived home, her best friend Anita, who was also Bernardo's girlfriend, was just telling Bernardo that he's overprotective of Maria. Yeah, yeah, and then on top of the apartment building where Bernardo and Maria live, just all the girls of the Sharks were just complaining to the boys about like how they act and how they should just go back to Puerto Rico, and then they were just comparing Puerto Rico and the United States to each other. Yeah, and then yeah, then of course then this led to the America song, sang by the Sharks and the girls. Yeah, and, yeah, everybody knows the song. I like to be in America. Yeah, and of course like West Side Story is also a is actually like a Broadway show, and I feel that like this is probably something that it is probably like seen better like in the Broadway. Like this is probably something meant more for like the stage show rather than seeing it in film. Yeah, yeah, but this is still a good song, and I still do like this segment in the movie. Yeah, I just feel that this is probably something that is really meant more for like the stage show rather than the movie. Yeah. Yeah. Then eventually, Tony then was able to track Maria to her apartment, and he just snuck on fire escape. Where yeah, they just like reaffirmed their love, and then sang the Tonight song. Yeah, yeah, everybody know like the Tonight. Yeah, that song. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, then when Tony then just like finally just had to leave before Maria's parents figured out that Tony was there, they then agreed that Tony would come see Maria the following day at the bridal shop where Maria and Anita work. Yeah, and then yeah, then later on, as the Jets were waiting for the Sharks outside of the candy store, eventually Officer Krupke then arrived and was just like he could suspect that the Jets were like planning something with the Sharks, but he was just like telling them not to cause any trouble, and he was just yeah just like really yelling at them and just like telling them that they better like watch out. Yeah. And after he left, then like the Jets were just like starting to mock Krupke, and then here we had the G Officer Krupke song, which yeah, I love this song. This is probably like my favorite song in the movie. I just really do love this song. Yeah. Plus, yeah, I said that how like and like when I was in the sixth grade, like we actually did watch this film in music class. Yeah, even in music class, like we actually did our own version of the song. Like various of like some of us were actually like picked to sing the parts for like the various people that sing in the song. Yeah, and just yeah, the our entire class just like sang the parts of the Jets. So yeah, so I actually did like being able to actually sing the song. Yeah, in this song, like of course, like you have like just like the Jet, various members of the Jets, just like playing parts of like various people that are like mentioned in the song. Like there's a Jet that is like being Krupke. There's like one acting as a judge, one as like a psychiatrist, and one as a social worker. So yeah, and when we actually did our own version of the song in sixth grade, I actually sang the part of the judge. And funnily enough, I did say like how my siblings also like did watch West Side Story when they were in sixth grade in music class. Yeah, funnily enough, like two of my siblings also sang the part of the judge as well. So I guess it was just like it just kept being passed down to each and every one of us. Yeah. Now, but anyway, yeah, continuing on. Yeah, this, yes, I really do love this song, and yeah, like I said, it's probably my favorite song in the entire movie. Like, just I really do love like just the lyrics of the song and just how silly it gets. Yeah, G Officer Krupke, and you just have like some of the just as I said, like for like the judge and the social worker in particular, like the Jets like end up like changing their voices to sound like more over the top. So yeah, it is kind of so it is a silly song, but it is just like very enjoyable. Yeah, yeah. Then the sharks eventually arrived at the uh, a shop, and then the two gangs then just sat down to just discuss the rumble on how they're planning it, and then they did agree that they would actually have a rumble the next night under the highway. But then when they were deciding what weapons to use, Tony eventually arrived, and then he just said that they should just use their fists to have a one-on-one fair fist fight with the best men from each side. Yeah, the best man from each gang facing off with each other, and so then that wound up being like between Bernardo from the Sharks and Riff's lieutenant for the Jets, Ice, that were going to slug it out the following night. Yeah. Yeah, but then eventually, Lieutenant Shrank then arrived, and then he saw that well, the gangs were just like feigning friendship, but Shrank like could tell that something was going on, and after he just ordered the Sharks to leave, then he tried to ask the Jets about the Rumble and where it was going to be, but the Jets were not talking. Yeah, yeah. Then the next day at the bridal shop, as Maria was just like feeling so like happy with the relationship with Tony, she started singing the song "I Feel Pretty," which is another song that just everybody knows. Just I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. Yeah, that song. So yeah, Maria sang that song here. Yeah, and then eventually Tony arrived, and Anita then like figured out that Tony and Maria were in love, but then and Anita then was just like very shocked and just told them about like what could happen if Bernardo actually find out about this. But this, yeah. And then when Maria found out that there was a rumble going to happen that night, she then just asked Tony to really stop it. But so then, yeah, Tony then agreed to it. Yeah. And then later on, then we had both the Jets and the Sharks then just preparing for the Rumble, and it showed that even though that it was like they agreed to have a fair fight, each side was bringing like more weapons in case like the other side would like try to do something underhandedly. So yeah, both sides came prepared for anything to happen. Yeah, and of course then as they were doing this, they then they were singing like the Rumble song, which has also been kind of also identified as like just an ensemble version of Tonight, because yeah, they do say tonight a lot in the song, yeah. And it also showed how Anita was preparing for a date with Bernardo that night after the Rumble. And yeah, and it also like had Maria and Tony singing as well, because yeah, they also had plans to also get together, and they were just like fantasizing about out their wedding when they would elope. Yeah, yeah. And so then yeah, so it really just had like everybody singing, and as like the Jess and the Sharks were headed towards the highway. Yeah. And then when they arrived at the highway, as the gangs were preparing for the fight between Bernardo and Ice, then Tony then arrived and, of course, was like trying to stop it, and he even like tried to reason with Bernardo, but Bernardo wasn't having any of it. And then Bernardo was like starting to antagonize Tony, and then just with all the sharks, then just antagonizing Tony, calling him a chicken for refusing to fight. Eventually, like just Riff couldn't take seeing Tony be humiliated like that, so then Riff then just struck Bernardo, and then yeah, then Riff and Bernardo then like had a standoff with knives, yeah, and then Tony then was still like trying to stop Riff from doing this, but then the Jets then just then restrained Tony as Riff and Bernardo fought. Yeah, and then eventually, when it looked like Riff was then about to fatally stab Bernardo, Tony was able to break free from the Jets restraining him and stopped Riff from stabbing Bernardo. But then when Riff broke free from Tony, he then like ran toward Bernardo again, and then just as the knife was in Bernardo's hand, Riff just ran right into the knife, yeah, and then Riff then just like fell right back into Tony's arms, dead, yeah. So Bernardo ended up like inadvertently killing Riff, and you even saw in Bernardo's face just he was shocked by it, like he couldn't believe what happened. And then with Tony, just like seeing Riff dead, like that just made Tony snap, and then Tony, in a rage, then just grabbed Riff's knife and stabbed Bernardo, killing him. Yeah, and then the two gangs then went at it, like everybody was fighting everybody, and then eventually then they heard the police sirens, and everybody ended up fleeing, and then Tony, realizing what he did, was just devastated. And yeah, and then it showed Maria waiting on her rooftop for Tony. But yeah, and then it showed Chino arriving. And I guess I should also mention that Chino is also the one that is like has an engagement with Maria. You know, like yeah, Chino is like an arranged fiance for Maria. So yeah, it was like one. It was back during this time where like your marriage was chosen for you. It wasn't for love. Yeah, and then Chino then just told Maria what happened with Tony killing Bernardo. Yeah, and then Maria just like was didn't want to believe it at first, and then she was just devastated that Tony killed her brother. But then Tony arrived and then just like told Maria that he didn't mean to kill Bernardo. He just did it in a rage from Riff dying. And then he was just asking Maria for forgiveness, and he was going to turn himself into the police, but Maria just like had so much love for Tony, she wanted him to stay with her. Yeah. Then eventually the Jets met back up, and and then they were just like the Jets were just grieving over Riff's death. Like they just were like very upset about Riff dying, and just like nobody was supposed to be killed, yeah. And it just like became like just like so heated. Like the Jets were like all arguing with each other and challenging each other to fight and all that. And then Ice, who was now assuming leadership of the Jets, then like had to restore order to the Jets. That's and then he just like was telling them to stop, and then Ice then like started to sing this song "Cool," which is probably probably like a song that isn't really the best one in this film. Like I just feel that this song and this whole segment just goes on for too long. It just kind of feels like it goes on forever. Yeah, and the song really is not that memorable. Like I used to just sing like "Boy, boy, crazy boy." yeah, it's really not very memorable. Yeah, but yeah, then yeah, after like order was restored, or one of the girls of the Jets, anybody's, and then told the Jets how Chino is now trying to track Tony down with a gun to kill him. Yeah, and so then the Jets then knew that they had to split up to find Tony before Chino did. And yeah, so then yeah, he's just like sent all the Jets to different locations to try to find Tony. And then eventually Anita arrived at Maria's apartment, and Tony then just and snuck out the window. But then they also arranged that they would meet up at docks where they would get getaway money to elope. And as Tony left, Anita then went to Maria's bedroom and then saw Tony out the window leaving. Yeah, and then yeah, then Makito then was just chiding Maria for the relationship, just saying that Tony has no love, singing the song "A Boy Like That." Yeah, just yeah, and yeah, Anita was just like totally like berating Maria, like she's saying, "A boy like that will kill your brother. Forget that boy and find another, one of your own kind. Stick to your own kind." Yeah, and then eventually Maria then just ended up like speaking up, just like saying, just like explaining her love for Tony to Anita, and then then Maria eventually then just was able to convince Anita to help them elope. Yeah, but then, but yeah, then Lieutenant Shrink arrived to question Maria about the rumble, and so then Maria sent Anita off to the candy store to tell Tony about it. Yeah. Then when Maria reached the candy store, it showed the other Jets were there, and Tony was like hiding down in the cellar, and Anita was like just trying to tell the Jets that she wants to help and she wants to talk to Tony, but yeah, the Jets were just like absolutely just berating her and just insulting her and harassing her and all this, and then it just led to them just like shoving Anita and just like throwing her all around the room. You know, and then eventually, then Doc broke it up, yeah, and yeah, then Anita was just so furious on how the Jets acted. Then she just told the Jets to tell Tony that Chino found out about the relationship between him and Maria and shot her down, and Maria is now dead. Yeah, and then then Doc, like very disappointed with how the Jets acted, threw them out of the shop. Then when he gave Tony the getaway money, he then just told Tony what Anita said, and so then yeah, Tony just very distraught, just basically like having nothing else to live for now. Then just ran into the streets just shouting for Chino to come and get him too. Yeah, and then as Tony was then and at the playground, he then saw Maria, and then as they were running toward each other, Chino was in the area too, and he saw them, and then yeah, Chino then fired the gun, shooting Tony, killing him. Yeah, and then as Tony then just collapsed in Maria's arms, the other gangs, along with Doc, arrived, and then as Maria was just starting to sing another song on about her love for Tony, that's when Tony died, as he was holding Maria's hand. Now, then as the gangs were like just coming at each other again, Maria stopped them from doing anything, and then just took the gun from Chino and just was telling them that the deaths of Tony, Bernardo, and Riff have not been with weapons, but they've been with hate. And just saying that she could kill now too because she had hate. But then Maria then just like dropped down to her knees, totally distraught. Yeah, and then the police then arrived and saw what happened, and so then, and as a result of all this, then and and various members of both gangs then picked Tony's body up, carried him away, and the rest like followed along with Maria, yeah, just as a funeral procession, basically. Then you just saw like everybody just slowly walking away. Yeah, and then the police then arrested Chino and took him away, and then that's how the movie ended. So yeah, so what can I really say? I mean, this is just like a really great movie, and yeah, it really is like just one of the best remakes of all time, and just it has so many great songs that are just very memorable. So I mean, what can I really say? I mean, West Side Story, it is a classic. So like I said, I really don't think I need to make the recommendation because chances are pretty much all you have seen it. So yeah, so like I said, so I would probably give this movie 3.75 stars out of 4. It is just a great film. All right. So yeah, so I guess this is all I can really say about it. All right. So this is a review of the original West Side Story. Now, as far as my video about me giving my thoughts on the remake, I remember I did tell you guys before how uh like I I was gonna be doing this video. Then after my next Christmas review, then I would be giving my thoughts on the remake. Well, unfortunately, there's been a little bit of a change of plans for that because I was my plan was that I was gonna go see the remake with my brother because my brother wants to see the movie too. And we were originally planning on going to see it sometime this coming weekend. But unfortunately my brother recently got COVID. And so he has to quarantine right now. So yeah. So as a result of that, like I'm not gonna go see the remake just yet. So my video about me giving my thoughts on the remake is like gonna be on a little bit of a delay. But yeah, when he does get better, like when he is actually like cleared from COVID, then we will go see it, and then that will be when I do give my thoughts on the remake. So yeah, so I am going to still be giving my thoughts on the remake. Like I'm still going to talk about it, but yeah, it's just going to be on a little bit of a delay is until he gets better from COVID. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully that will be before the end of December. I don't know if like it will happen like as I'm still doing these reviews, but yeah, regardless of whenever it does happen, like whenever he gets better and we do go see the remake, I will be giving my thoughts on the remake. But it's just not going to be coming up after my next Christmas review. So yeah, so it's just a little bit of a change of plans as far as that goes. Yeah. So after this, like after my next Christmas review, then after that, then I'm just gonna start with the Spider-Man reviews. All right, so yeah, so that's how this is going to go now. So after my next Christmas review, that's when I will start up with the Spider-Man reviews. So yeah, so that's going to be coming up next. All right. But anyway, all right. So this is a review of the original West Side Story. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.